have another day when I don't feel like doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Halfway through, though. When I am halfway through with this song, I will be officially halfway through January. But let's definitely hit up the chats. Let's start with the YouTube links. It's actually where most of the people have been coming. Most of the views I've been getting are back from YouTube. I'm clearly tired. And my browser is frozen. That's always good. Close the browser. It's opened again. I also wonder if this something has gone wrong here, maybe. There we go. Let's move that. I don't know if the stream looks weird. Yeah, there we go. Let's move the camera back. Should be. That's always a good thing. Yeah, there we go. That's a start. Hey, Mr. Aaron Birdsall. I've not even really started yet, but I will be. I'm in the process of doing all the fun setup stuff. Greetings. And I think I'm probably going to keep it very similar to how I've started a lot of them this month, if not all of them, has been drum beats first. Greetings. All right, closing that out. You are early today. Tiston has shown up on the YouTube side, and you are very much early. I've not started anything on this yet. But I'm about to. And it looks like you said you'd come with great news there. Which I saw, and then my browser is, again, freaking out at the moment. I think I must have something open that it doesn't like. Okay, we got that. That pop-up showing up. That's good. Boy, trying to get it to do anything else on my browser is proving to be a problem at the moment. Okay, that looks good now. You finished the script for episode 1 and already working on episode 2. Congrats. At this point, Tiston's working on a Captain S fan project, which is pretty cool. Yeah, congrats. Obviously, you are clearly inspired, and you should chase that. I wouldn't say that I'm currently inspired so much as just I'm already obligated to do that. So some days you have to talk yourself into it to be like, I'm doing this anyway. Even though I'm not feeling it right now, I'm gonna do it anyway. And I discovered that when I get rolling, it's a matter of setting the time aside and starting it. And then, despite myself, I'll feel like, man, I do not feel like doing this at all. But then once it gets rolling, I'm normally like, okay, cool, this is going well. All right. Let's go with the Spring Blues drum kit. Very cool. Yeah, you got a green screen going and everything. That's gonna be good. Let's see what we can get here. Exactly. Hey, I like that actually. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. find some fun keyboard sounds. Maybe in the stacks today. Could be. Oh, we definitely don't want that though. That is currently doing it on the drum track. We don't want that on the drum track. Yeah, that's a mistake. As interesting as it is, it's not at all what I wanted. So we gotta go back to this. There we go. Now we got a drum sound back. Nice. Yeah, no, it's good to get that fire lit, you know? That's great. You're doing right idea with being excited about it. Keep that. Keep that as much as you can. Well, that's really electrified. Okay. This must be all sounds. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. I can remember how I did it though just now. Let's see. Although I realize that's what I want to do there is come in on that off rhythm thing. That's not what I want to do, but second time through I'll change it. Which is what I actually intended. I like that. I like the change. Even though that was not what I intended, I like it. simple, sometimes that's the way to do that. Alright, so let's do that. Right idea, just gotta do it right now. on even though I hit stop. But I know why. Because this one's still going with an example of it. Now, once I know that's the case, we'll come in over here. This is the bridge section. Thank you. That's what I need to do right there. That's what I did wrong. Oh, Common Boy. New viewer, but old viewer. Common Boy is a friend of mine from way back in real life. My friend Josh. Yeah, sounds like a song that would play after the main character ends up rethinking a bad decision. Yeah? Maybe like writing and recording a song every day in January on days when he doesn't feel like it. But no, it's I'm often glad that I did this even on days where I don't feel like doing it. Like in retrospect, I'll be like, yeah, I hated it at the time. I wasn't feeling it at the time, but I'm glad I did it. Ultimately, it's a fun thing. All right, let's play an actual bass guitar. Let's go line 3. All the low ends. It's a 6-string. Somewhat recently acquired for me. I've never owned a 6-string instrument until recently, but this one was too good of a price to pass up. And to me, it serves a purpose. I'm fine with buying new gear occasionally if it serves a specific purpose that no other piece of gear does. And this had that because it had that low beat. Yeah, I think I've probably made some January-based songs before, so it wouldn't be the first. But we're going to see where Inspirobot comes in on that too. Because I will go where Inspirobot takes me on the lyrical part. Because ultimately this thing with trying to write yacht rock songs is kind of what I wanted to do a couple of years ago, but then I got derailed with other things. So the yacht rock inspired album is something I've wanted to do for a couple of years now. And it seemed like better timing now though because of the fact that the yacht rock documentary just came out. That's coming in real hot. All right. Cool, let's go back to this and give a listen to here. Can't really hear it though. So I may need to do the old boost here. try that. Right idea, but I think I'm going to do a little better than that. Had it so good. Had it so good up to that point. Yeah. Yeah, and the whole point of it being a sparse keyboard part is it allows another instrument to come in and fill in that gap. Although sometimes you don't even really want to do that, you give space for other things. Let's point towards me, right? that's nice. Lots of practice. It's like, I've laid this one thing down, what will sound good with it. So much practice. And I should be way better than I am, honestly. Like there's that really fantastic YouTube piano player, Charles, and I'm blanking on his last name at the moment, but he has some piano courses. I just bought piano courses because I'm like, I gotta step it up and become a better piano player. I do good for ideas and just kind of stumbling my way around a keyboard, but when it comes to actually understanding theory, I've been told for years that I have an internal understanding of theory where I know what sounds good with itself and that sort of thing, but having the names for it and being able to say, oh yeah, no, that's like a flat minor 7 with like a, you know, like an 11th added or something like that, I'd be at a loss. So it'd be nice to be able to translate that into something that would be easier to communicate with other musicians, if and when that was even necessary. But Yeah, there it is. That's what I want to do. Now I just gotta play it right. Consider guitar here. I'm not going to be too much, but I'm planning on just playing basic ringing out chords that are not unlike what the keyboards are doing. And there's nothing that says that I have to stick to it if I don't like it. I like that tone, but I just needed to get it out. Once again with the boost. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I think we're veering away from yacht, even though it's smooth, it's more blues based, and it would probably not be on the bow. Mostly seventh chords, that's what I'm discovering, it's major sevenths. Basically an extra tone. Ooh, that's gonna be a nice chord. I think it will go real good with it. I think I'm going to do that. It's going to be just a standard chord in that one spot. Then a minor seventh. May just be as simple as I like that even better. Let's try it out. That could be even better. Okay. I should just play it. No. If I nail it, I'm going to record it. That is what I want. That night. That's nice, actually. Quite a bit. I think keeping it simple there is going to be nice. doing chords there. It's basically doing octaves. Staying out of the way of the other chords. Trying to think of what I want to have for a chord after this, because I think I'm going to end with a chord. Oh, yeah. I realized I'm going to have to plug the bass back in. By the way, Common Boy, if you're still watching, you'll appreciate one of my recent purchases that just arrived today. As you know, I have a gigantic Cards Against Humanity deck, and I bought the Canadian edition. Because it turned out the Canadian edition has a lot of cards that are not in the American deck. Because in a lot of cases, it's references to things like Tim Hortons and stuff like that that you would not normally otherwise have. And plus, I think I happen to get like a newer deck there too. So like there's a Justin Trudeau card, for example, that would not have, they probably wouldn't bother having that in the United States one. But Surfy Sex with the Maple Tree. There are some of them that are extraordinarily Canadian. Yep, there is a Canadian version of Cards Against Humanity. It's mostly just the same as the regular deck, but they have some stuff that's very specialized Canadian. Like that one actually. Some of these I think are just, yeah, former Prime Minister Stephen Harper. Not going to find that in the U.S. deck. A certain je ne sais quoi. Again, they might have that one in the American one too. But one of the ones that was cracking me up. Yeah, you do. You have a special one. There's a special UK one and a bunch of that too. And I am such a fan of this. Clearly, after winning $10,000 from them, especially, that certainly didn't hurt. A lot of these are just the basic ones that you would normally expect, but there's just specific Canadian ones. Flair Airlines. There's that one. Operating and owning and operating a Tim Hortons franchise. That's very Canadian content. There you go. There's one of them that cracked me the hell out though. It was like, okay, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. This is the one I decided I needed to get it because of this white card that is, I believe, exclusive to Canada. That hairless little shit stain Caillou. There's apparently a card in here that says Newfies. Of course, we have a Newfie. So, yeah, the mass majority of this is no different than the American deck. But they throw specific Canadian references in there, and it does in fact show a maple leaf on it. We have the CA edition there. It's good stuff. Yeah, yeah, I would gladly try Tim Hortons sometimes. They don't really have them here in America. All right. So, I need this last note here. Yeah, I believe that. That's right, because you're both Canadian. I didn't even think about that. Oh, there you go. So that makes sense why that's even, like, I've not watched Caillou, but I'm aware of its existence, but I saw that white card, and just the idea of it, like a cartoon kid being called a shit stain, I'm like, okay, that's happening. We're getting that card. And I imagine that the one that says Newfies is referring to Newfoundlands, the dogs, right? Newfies? I would imagine. Yep. Yeah, our Newfie is a retired service dog who's like 8 years old and very well behaved, and he's a very good boy. He's a big boy. He's like 160 pounds. I genuinely didn't know if it was if Newfies may have also had a secondary, like, slang meaning in Canada. So thank you for confirming that for me. Because I figured the way we play it would definitely be Newfies, the dogs, and they're wonderful. All right, so now let's see about this song. Verse. Pre-chorus. Chorus. See, I thought it might be that too, like that might be like people from that geographical location too, but if we play it, it'll be because Newfies, the dogs. 2, 3, 4. There you go. Sounds like what most people think of as a Canadian accent. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I've talked about things being stereotypically Canadian, and normally it's referring to people being very nice. There's one in there, one of the Canadian cards is something about getting shot in America as well. Selling the Great Lakes to Nestle. This one may have a chance of hitting the boat yet. It may actually be odd enough. If I think it was like Home at Last by Steely Dan. Yeah, it'll probably be worthwhile. But again, most of it is just what you would normally expect from Cards Against Humanity deck, although they are now up to version 3.0. So if it's been some time since you played it, you're going to discover that there's a lot of new cards that are just in the main deck now. I have a gigantic spreadsheet of all the cards I have because I've been collecting them for years. So there are certain ones that I didn't have that are probably not exclusive to the Canadian deck, but they're new to me, so I'm adding them. So 3, and... Yeah, there you go. The ugliest boy in town. Like, I imagine this is probably in the American Dex now, too. But, yeah, we'll see. Okay, so 100 beats per minute. And under 3.5 minutes, I'm happy with that. So let's do that. Let's, oh, I need to go to, I need to find out what I'm writing about. Yeah, there you go. I say I love Cards Against Humanity. It ends friendships like Mario Kart, and it's just as fun as, you know, yeah, absolutely. One of my big, I wouldn't say necessarily claims to fame, but one of the things that I decided that I needed to do was get enough GameCubes and copies of Mario Kart Double Dash so that I could hook multiple GameCubes together, and I'm up to the ability to hook up 4 GameCubes with 4 copies of the game. And the most expensive part of it is the broadband adapters. You have to have an Ethernet thing that at the time I used to think that $60 for one of them was really prohibitively expensive, to where I was like, I'm going to wait on this for the price to come in. No, the price has gone up. It's well over $100 for a broadband adapter now because supply and demand. So it's ridiculous. But you can have it on four screens. And yeah, it's a win. It's a win, that's for sure. All right, so now let us have a look at what InspiroBot is going to throw at me this evening. All right, InspiroBot, be gentle. Libra, September 23rd through October 22nd. Tremendous, loved by everyone, unique. Now, here's the thing. I may have to pull a different one because I am pretty sure I got this. I did not get the same picture, but I got the same. Like, I'm going to have to look at that. Well, I could maybe just pick a different word from that. But I want to say, earlier this month, yeah, Double Dash is my fave too, for real. I want to say that I already had this prompt. So I may have to do a mulligan on this just because of that. Let me take a look though. It was definitely a different picture though. My studio 2025. Yeah, there's the barbarism one on day 13. It may have just been a different. I know for a fact I had one of them that was like a horoscope. Virgo. Okay, the other one was Virgo. Not the same. Virgo, compassionate, strong, loved by everybody. But you notice the love by everybody. That's too funny that the one says unique and yet. And it's, yeah, and it's the one that leads right into the other. How funny is that, too, that you have Virgo leads into Libra. Well, then in that case, we're going to do it. We're going to go ahead. Yeah, Double Dash teaming up with Glenn is like a guaranteed win. That was, you may recall, Josh, that we were not allowed to play on the same team. See, now you're a Virgo, too. Of course, you are tremendous, loved by everyone and unique, so that's perfect. Now I definitely have to do that. But no, you may recall that Rach and I were not allowed to be on the same team after a while because we were winning so often. When she'd have me drive and she'd throw, she'd do the throwing, and we got to where we were like a well-oiled machine playing Double Dash. Like it was, Rach was not great at driving, but she loved throwing things. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good fun. Good fun. Been a while since we've done that though, so we might be out of practice enough that. Well, and the whole thing with Mario Kart in general is rubber banding, and I'm sure you've heard of the term, but the idea of like you're never really completely out of it. Like if you play like old PlayStation racing games, if you make a mistake, you're SOL. You are never getting anywhere near the front of that pack ever again because you made that mistake.
And you get these other ones that are more of a rubber banding experience where like the further back you get better weapons that will help you get closer to first place, where it keeps everyone tight, like where like it's made to be that way. It's not much different than, yeah, Mario Party does the same thing. NBA Jam is programmed with that too. So if like you have a player that is dominating, they will start missing more shots because their percentage, if you look at like people who have looked into the code of NBA Jam, it will give them a lesser percentage of hitting field goals, like hitting the baskets. The further ahead you get, the more likely you are to miss. And the further behind you get, the more likely you are to make it. Like, that's baked into the game. So, yeah, Gran Turismo 3's hell for rubber banding. And there's one other one I'm playing the hell out of SSX Tricky again for the PlayStation 2. My goodness, is it a lot of fun, but there is so much rubber banding on that too. Where you can fall on your face multiple times and just get your ass handed to you, where there's again, if it was an old PlayStation racing game, you make a mistake or two and you're out. With this one, you can have crashed on your face like 10 times and the pack is still going to be somewhat close to where you are. It's like in the programming where it's made to be more fun, it's made to be more possible to squeak out a win, like to be exciting, because it's made to be more of an arcade style game. That's part of what makes it fun as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, been enjoying the heck out of SSX Tricky after years and years of not playing it. Came back to it, and I've been obsessed again. In the limited free time that I have at the moment. But yeah, I guess I need a thing here. Tremendous. Tremendous is one of the words there. There's unique, there's tremendous, and I think tremendous. Even if the word tremendous in that case could be used like sarcastically, it'll still be an interesting title, and I'm pretty sure I use the word tremendous fair amount. Though I love in GT3 when you see the Puget 306 going, yeah. It's good stuff though. Alright, let's export all of this here. Write some lyrics. Sing some vocals. And that's the reason that I did my collecting when it didn't cost an arm and a leg for systems too, so I have multiple PlayStation 2s that I can also hook together, and multiple copies of Gran Turismo 3 and Gran Turismo 4. Gran Turismo 3 can be set up for LAN play, but you have to use the iLink that they discontinued in later ones. Like the Slims don't have the iLink, you have to have the fat PS2s for that. But it is possible to hook the old brick PS2s together to do LAN play for GT3. But 4 uses the Ethernet one, so it's a lot more accessible. It's not as much of a pain. And Twisted Metal Black is a lot of fun with LAN play on PS2 as well. And the Tony Hawk games, and yeah, there's a number of those. Sadly, they never did that with SSX Tricky, because I would have enjoyed that greatly. They had. I've been going back to SSX Tricky and the Burnout games. Yeah, the PS2s are indeed still backwards compatible. They didn't start removing the backwards compatibility until the PS3. The PS3, the first versions of the PS3 were backwards compatible with PS1 and PS2. But then they removed the Emotion Engine chips out of the PS3 and did software emulation, and then they started doing nothing after a while. Yeah, Burnout Paradise is so good. I love Burnout Paradise. But there's something that I love about the ones before that, even just maybe, I wouldn't say more, but as much at least. Burnout Revenge, and I think the one's called Dominator, which I don't know that it was an exclusive to the PS2. I don't think I ever saw it on the Xbox. Yeah, no, I, in general, get a kick out of the Burnout series quite a bit. And then I was playing Dominator, Burnout Dominator, which I didn't even know was a thing. I think that one was,
I don't know that it was exclusive to the PS2, but it seems like it was pretty damn close to it.
Burnout Dominator, I'm looking at that.
Just out of curiosity.
It was PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 2 Portable, very much a Sony exclusive. Makes sense why, because I played it mostly, I played those games mostly on the Xbox, so no wonder I never saw it anywhere. It wasn't released for the Xbox, it was PS2 exclusive, but a lot of fun. And Revenge is the one that we played so much, yeah, we played the hell out of Revenge, and it holds up. It's really fun. I want to say that it's Revenge where they have the, not the road rage mode, because of course a number of them have that, but it's the one where you are ramming into as many, traffic attack, when you're ramming into as many cars as you can and just plowing through everything. It's not remotely realistic, but that's part of the fun. It's just over the top arcade fun and action, and I'm here for it. Where 3 is a little bit too realistic in some ways, where it's like, ah man, and Dominator's more like that. So, yeah, I'm having a blast with that. Ultimately, what I found was a place called Retro Achievements. So while I do have, the legitimate hardware and all of that, there is something to be said for emulation, especially when you get a group of people like Retro Achievements making achievements for old games. So there's achievements like that you would unlock, of course, achievements didn't come around till like Xbox 360 days. So PS2 certainly never had achievements, but here we are. And like there's achievements for like the Atari 2600 and everything. So I've been going through with SSX Tricky, attempting to max out every character and getting all the achievements for it. It's been a fun challenge, and where it keeps me honest, of course, because it's tallying it, and I'm not cheating. So, good fun. That is one of the ones that I've been playing, been enjoying the heck out of it. And with that in mind, let us get our thing going here. We're going to start the drums, as we so often do. And crash mode, trying to cause as much havoc and just that's what I miss about Paradise. That would be one of the only downsides. They have a mode that's like a crash mode, but I don't think it's as good. I prefer the crash mode from Revenge. Put a little more reverb on that. Maybe not quite that much. Exactly. taking my Steely Dan Home at Last style thing here in the hopes of bringing this back to being a little more yacht, because it is dangerously in like the same sort of vein as like Chain Lightning by Steely Dan, which if you check that on Yacht or Yacht, that's like a 17 out of 100, and anything below a 50 is not yacht. So this is taking a chance. Like this style that I'm doing here is a lot more blues based. So the vocals are going to make a break. And the lyrics. Boom, verse 1. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I need to do it right there. Okay, here we go. Here's where I need to write my chorus. It's got potential. This is all about what I do with this chorus, I think. There, yeah. Okay. I really like where this is going. So close. One line away from the chorus.
Don't get me It's tremendous.
One line away. All right, well, thank you so much for stopping in for a bit there, Tiston. You're welcome. And no worries, it is late over there, I get it. So have a good night.
Don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, and sure enough, you get where you are trying to go, get where
It's just one more line for the chorus specifically. And then that, once that's locked in, it's like, okay, the next parts can wrap around that. Chorus.
Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong, sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. It's tremendous.
I even know what I need to rhyme it with, so there's that. Yeah, and it was right there staring me in the face. Okay. Whoop. Here we go. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. Okay. There's a little calm response that I gotta fill in.
Get where you go. Get where you go.
It's gonna be good. I like it. I like it. I can hear it in my head now. I just have to actually gotta stick to landing. All right, duplicate. This, I think I may need even more backup vocal harmonies on this, maybe. But let's see. We're definitely. But I don't. Maybe. I was thinking about whether or not I will have harmonies going through the full chorus, or if I'll have it be more of this call and response part. Like, I definitely want the call and response ones, but I may throw in subsequent choruses, I may also have something that's mirroring what the lead vocal is doing too. But for starters, definitely doing the call and response first. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. So let's do that one more time. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. Yeah, there we go. So let's do the same thing here. I think I'm going to need a third set of harmony vocals in order to realize what I hear in my head. All right, so let's start with that. And I don't have to give it that much leeway on this either. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think that'll be better. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. Definitely. Let's do it again here. I can hear like maybe two more vocals on top of that. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. We're going to hit it up one more time here. I can hear the high harmony that needs to go in there. And there may be another low one. It's going to be... It's gonna sound cool though. If I can get it to approximate how I hear it up here, it's gonna be good. Let's try that.
Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
There, we're talking.
Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
Yes. Nice. All right. Hadn't fully heard the full effect of that. Here is the acapella at the moment.
Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go.
I think I'm going to throw in the single note.
Don't get me wrong.
A low single note.
Really don't know.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get, like, lower yet.
You get where you are trying to go.
Get where you go.
Don't get me wrong, I really don't.
Let's hear it with the music, though, too. And I think there's room for another one in there.
Don't get me wrong, I really
Thank you.
don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get there you go.
Although that's just an octave higher than the other one.
Me wrong, I really don't know.
Don't get me wrong. There it is. A little bit of movement instead. I was thinking da 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 da, and I think it's gonna sound way cooler. Don't get me wrong. There it is. Oh my goodness gracious! Yes, that is a winner. That is a winner. That is happening. Don't get me wrong. That is gonna be nice. And we're just gonna do that every time. And I may add additional. Yeah, oh, that's nice. For real. Oh, I love that. Let's go 80% to the right. 80% to the right there. Let's go 90% to the right on this one. And it's also kind of split amongst the stereo field to open it up. It sounds cool in headphones especially. C, Vox, 5B. And let's do this. Drop that down to where this is not bleeding through, and let's do that. Don't get me wrong. Don't. Gotta start with the low. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. That is so cool. And then doubling it on top of it. There was a video I saw a while back here that was showing a lady that was attempting to replicate Carpenter's vocal harmonies, and she slayed. Completely killed it. And part of it was tripling every vocal. And boy, howdy did she succeed. It sounded lush and gorgeous, and it was tripling every vocal. And so my compromise this year for January has been doing doubles. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. So once again, why don't we go ahead and I'll pull that back here, delete that. Oh no, don't want to delete the whole thing. Just want to delete the part that has no audio there. Kill that. Kill that. Nope, nope, don't kill the vocal. Don't need the vocal to be killed there. Come on, man. Come on, son. All right. So we'll play with the music.
Don't get me wrong, I really don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that sounds fun. And again, let's go with acapella for fun here. And then I'll just need to knock out the same exact chorus. And I could copy paste. Not gonna copy paste. To me, part of the fun is the little nuances and differences that you can potentially lose if you just copy paste it. Let's do this. Acapella.
Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong.
Wow.
Sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go.
Wow. That sounds so fun. All right, so let's do the chorus throughout the whole song here, which means I'll probably need to sing each part 3 times more. But I can do that. It'll be right here. Don't get me wrong. No, you see, I'm excited now. Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. And sure enough, don't get me wrong, I really don't know. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. I can sense it, it's tremendous. Okay, so we're going to do double chorus. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Oops. I was like, that's not the right chords because I jumped into the wrong spot. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. I can sense it, it's tremendous. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. And sure enough, you'll get where you are trying to go. I can sense it, it's tremendous. All right. So we're going to do the harmonies. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. Okay, let's do the same thing here. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. And then so the second one was the don't get me wrong. That's right. Don't get me wrong. Oh, that sounds so fun even already. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. try the same thing. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. Sounds so cool. And I think that don't get me wrong is the next one. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. I love it. All right, and one more on it. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. I like it. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. Oh, this is coming out so cool. All right, here we go, one more. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. All right. Cut out all of these because we don't need them. The in-betweenies part right there, don't need those. And don't need these. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing here, except it's going to be double courses. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. And then we're going to just jump in and not have to wait the whole rest of the time this way. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. Okay, that's good. Let's do the same thing. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. That's nice. And one more time for that, and then it'll be a wrap on that. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. I can see what I want to do, though, too. Before I get too much into this even, I want to do a... I will want to do a background harmony that is mirroring what the lead vocal is doing. Get me wrong. It's gonna be nice. It means I'm recording more vocal parts for this, but I think that it's ultimately gonna sound way better because of it. Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. And sure enough, you'll get where you are trying to go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. Yeah, that wasn't difficult either. So let's do the same thing on the double course at the end. Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. I really don't know. It's different there. Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. And sure enough, you'll get where you are trying to go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. I need to redo that one. It wasn't bad, but I can do better. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I really don't. Don't get me wrong. I really don't. Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. It wasn't bad, but I can do better. Don't get me wrong. I really. Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. Yeah. Oh, I really don't know. Just for that last one, I'm also going to do, only for the last one, I'm going to throw a third harmony behind the primary here. I guess you would call this one C, actually. It'll be GC Vox 1. It should be 1B and 1C. There you go. All right, this will be good. So just the last chorus, we're going to throw in an extra vocal. And it's going to be 50% to the right. Don't get me wrong. Oh, that's going to be nice. Don't get me wrong. Don't. What's it? Don't get me wrong. Yep. Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now I gotta get my harmony vocals lined up for the rest of the last chorus. Get where you go. That's where we're going next. Don't get me wrong. A little off there. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. That's nice. All right, one more time on that. Three more times on it. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. And here I didn't want to do a song tonight. I love how this is coming out. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. All right, one more of those. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, now. High harmony.
Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
All right. Three more.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
Fair.
Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
All right.
Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
All right. Four more vocal parts for the chorus.
Don't get me wrong.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, here we go.
Nope. Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
And finally, last two.
Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
One more time.
Don't get me wrong. Get where you go.
And that is the chorus. Now I need to write two more verses, pre-chorus and a bridge. But here's what it sounds like. I heard a mouth sound that I want to remove. I know for sure somewhere in here. But we'll figure it out. It was right there. You can hear it. That was close. Hey, Mr. Michael Kep. Yeah, that was it right there. That was the mouth sound. We're removing that mouth sound. A little bit of a mouth sound gone. Yeah, not bad. So now, I want to hear how it sounds a cappella again, especially with Mr. Michael Kep watching. AKA one of the greatest drummers I've ever known, professional, local, or otherwise.
Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong, and sure enough, you'll get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it, it's tremendous. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong, and sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense.
That's so fun. All right. Do still need to write the verses and such, though, so we're going to jump into that here momentarily. All right.
Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong, and sure enough, you get where you are trying.
I can still hear it.
Sure enough,
Might also be on that right there.
And sure enough, you get where you are trying.
I think some of it was on the lead vocal.
And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you'll get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it. It's tremendous.
Oops. I like that.
Don't get me wrong. I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go.
This again, I did not feel like starting a song tonight, and yet here we are. This is one of them. I think this is making the album. It feels right.
Don't get sometimes you miss. But when enough time,
Oh, I love that. Thank you for. I'm glad you're digging it. Yeah, you've heard it about a dozen times in the last half hour. Still humming along. I will discover that there are songs that I will write during January, and it's normally a good sign if the choruses are getting stuck in my head. Because there's plenty of these where I record them, I forget about them. It's like I go back to my, I don't remember recording this because it's just one of hundreds of songs. But I have a feeling this one's got legs, I think. So now it is my song to potentially ruin with the verses and the pre-chorus and such. So we'll try not to ruin how good the chorus is. You can aim high, and sometimes you miss, but with enough time, it becomes what it is. Yeah. I like the melody, but I'm gonna. It becomes what it is. Yeah, I don't. Here we go. You can aim high. I'm gonna do the low vocal with. I'm gonna do a harmony vocal with it. You can aim high. Gotta hold that aim. You can aim high. You can aim high, and sometimes you miss, but with enough time, it becomes what it is. It becomes what it becomes. It becomes what it is. There it is. It becomes what it is. Ruin a good song. It's gonna happen. Yeah, not. I don't know. This time, maybe not. You can aim high and ruining a good song. Sometimes you miss, but with enough time. What it is. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. Okay, and I don't know if I'm going to keep the, I think the second pre-chorus, I'm going to change the lyrics. But I'll keep the same melody. Sometimes you miss, but with enough time, it becomes what it is. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Okay, I need this. Yeah, I got the right one. You can aim high, and sometimes you miss, but with enough time, it becomes what it is. Here's one way to ruin it, but like it wouldn't ruin it. It'd be like. You could start that second chorus, or the second pre-chorus. You can fuck up. I'm not gonna do that, but it's a funny thought, though. Press F in the chat. No, that's that. No. Now I'm just getting ridiculous. Oh my god, that make it a little too nerdy. Motherfucker, no, don't consider it, Glenn. Don't consider putting press F in the chat into a goddamn song. No. Don't do it. It's calling to me. I might do it. Fuck. I could always change it if I don't like it later. Oh my god. Motherfucker, I'm writing it. I'm actually ending the goddamn pre-chorus with press F in the chat. By taking this whole yacht rock-ish thing here, and let's just make it way too present day for it ever to have fit back then. Press F in the chat is going in my goddamn lyrics. Anyone who recognizes that reference will laugh their ass off, and that's worth it. Yeah, we are too old for that reference, honestly. But like, there's some of those things that you catch onto anyway. There's just enough younger people around you to get, you know, where you absorb some of it still. Some of it finds you. And that started with me just being like, here, let me ruin the song. And it's like, oh, God, no, that actually is good. It's stupid. It's stupid, but it's good. I gotta get the... Aim high. And sometimes you laugh. But with enough time, it becomes what it is. I'm checking my watch. You can aim high. Suppose that is the. But with enough time. I'm checking my watch. Okay. I'm checking my watch. I suppose that is that. Sorry for your loss. Press F in the chat. Okay, let's. I'm checking my watch. I suppose that is that. Sorry for your loss. Press F in the chat. Oh my goodness gracious. Yep, we're going there. Here we go. I'm checking my watch. I'm checking my watch. Yeah, it's a little late. I'm checking my watch. I suppose that is that. Okay, very similar. I'm checking my watch. I suppose that is that. Sorry for your loss. Press F in the chat.
I'm checking my watch. I suppose that is that. Sorry for your loss. Press F in the chat. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it. It's tremendous.
I'm gonna do the. I might do this bridge next, and then the verses, and I'll be done.
Don't get Don't get me wrong, I really don't know.
Still has to do. I can't read your mind, but neither can you.
Don't get
It still has to do. One more line and the bridge will be done. Oh, thank you so much for stopping in like you did, though, too. I think you are here for a momentous one. I'm pretty sure this is making the album. I'd be surprised if it doesn't. Even with Press F in the chat. And in fact, paying my respects. There you go. Have a good night. Aha! Still has
to do. You may not care for the design, it still has to do. There we go. You may not care for the design, it still has to do. You may not care for the design, it still has to do. I can't read your mind, but neither can you. Yeah, I like that, but I'm going to do it a little better. You may not care. You may not care for the design. You may not care for the design. It still has to do. I can't read your mind, but neither can you. I like that. You may not care for the design. I like that too. You may not care for the design. It still has to do. I can't read your mind, but neither can you. You may not care for the design. It still has to do. I'm going to do that a little better. You may not care for the design. It still has to do. I can't read your mind, but neither can you. That was good. I think it's better at least. You may not care. You may not care for the design. You may not care for the design. You may not care for the design. It still has to do. I can't read your mind, but neither can you. Not bad. You may not care for the design. It still has to do. I can't read your mind, but neither can you. I need to do that last part. But neither can you. But neither can you.
It's tremendous. You may not care for the design. It still has to
I'm at. I can't read your mind. I'm gonna throw that in there, I think. I can't read your mind. I can't read your mind. I'm going to do that call and response. I can't read your mind. Can't read your mind. I can't read your mind. I can't read your mind. I can't read your mind. Read your mind. I can't read your mind. Let's do that. I can't read your mind. I can't read your mind. Two verses and I'm done. The road that ahead of me, ahead of you.
You can aim high, and sometimes you miss. But with enough time, it becomes what it is. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong, and sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. checking my watch. Mendes. 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 Expecting similar roads, but that may not be the case.
There we go.
Expecting similar roads, but that may not be the case. Still, eventually, we'll meet up at the same place. Expecting similar roads, but that may not be the case. Still, eventually, we'll meet up at the same place. Place. I'm checking my watch. I suppose that is that. Sorry for your loss. Press F in the chats. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, still eventually we'll meet up at the same place.
I'm gonna do the harmony on that.
Similar roads, we're gonna do that. Think similar roads, expecting similar roads, but that may not be the case. Expecting similar roads, but that may not be the case. Still, eventually, we'll meet up at the same place.
Oh, so close.
Expecting similar roads, but that may not be the case. Still, eventually, we'll meet up at the same place.
That was pretty good. I think the last note was sus, though.
Expecting similar roads, but that may not be the case. Still, eventually, we'll meet up at the same place.
There you go.
I'm checking my
one more verse and it's done, and we're coming up probably on 3 hours. Oh my God, it's only been 2.5.
To be said for finding out what you want.
One line away.
You can aim high.
You're born, you live in. Okay, we got it. Here we go. Last line of the song. First line of the song is the last one I wrote. Well, last verse. You're born, you live, then you're dead, and that much you can't control. There we go. You're born, you live, then you're dead, and that much you can't control. Still, there's a lot to be said for making a few good goals. For setting a few good goals, I think it's better. You're born, you live, then you're dead. You're born, you live, then you're dead, and that much you can't control. Still, there's a lot to be said for setting a few good goals. Yeah, there you go. You're born, you live, then you're dead, and that much you can't control. Still, there's a lot to be said for setting a few good goals. There we go. You're born, you live, then you're dead, and that much you can't control. Still, there's a lot to be said for setting a few good goals.
time, it becomes what it is. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it. It's tremendous.
Yeah, I like it. We're gonna mix it down. And now it's gonna be about, about 2 hours 45. I'm not remotely unhappy with that. I mean, again, a night where I'm like, I don't even feel like making a song. And I fuck around and make one of my favorites I think that I've done this month. So, there you go.
You're born, you live, then you're dead, and that much you can't control.
All right, let's do the thing. Here's the waves, 16. I am now officially more than halfway done.
You're born, you live, then you're dead, and that much you can't control. Still, there's a lot to be said for setting a few good goals. You can aim high, and sometimes you miss. But with enough time, it becomes what it is. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. Expecting similar roads, but that may not be the case. Still, eventually, we'll meet up at the same place. I'm checking my watch. I suppose that is that. Sorry for your loss. Press F in the chat. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. You may not care for the design, it still has to do. I can't read your mind, can't read your mind, neither can you. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you'll get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it. It's tremendous. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know. Don't get me wrong. And sure enough, you'll get where you are trying to go. Get where you go. I can sense it. It's tremendous.
Yep, I like it. I'm not remotely unhappy with that, and I actually think it might just make the album. So, all right, thanks, yo.
and in that broadcast, and in that broadcast. There's a link. Boom, boom, boom.